What about the divine tongue speaking in the church? The divine gifts of prophecy, even the divine gifts of knowledge. What about all of these gifts in the church? What were their meaning? What were they for? The early church, they needed all of these things because it was in an immature state. But once the maturity of it set in, then there would be no longer the use of these particular gifts. They were just like toys that were being used when sometimes a child that is crying, and you need some kind of rattler, you need some kind of pacifier, you need something that will quiet the child down. And this is what these gifts were for in the church. Even Paul, when he spoke concerning the tongue speaking in 1 Corinthians, the 14th chapter, when you read verse number 22 and 23, he said, "Wherefore tongues are for a sign, not to them that believe, but to them that believe not. But prophecy serveth not for them that believe not, but for them which believe. If therefore the whole church was come together into one place, and all speak with tongues, and there come into your place, into your assembly, one that is unlearned and one that is unbeliever, will they not say that you all are mad?" They would think that the church, something is wrong, that there was a crazy place that one would ever be, because there was no understanding. Everyone spoke in a different language. That's all tongue speaking was during that time. It was a different language. So when he talked about speaking in tongue, he was talking about that particular language in which was being said. When he was talking about prophecy, he was talking about the understanding that one had even in his divine prophecy of reason to understand, even in the spirit. When he talked about the knowledge, he was talking about the thoughts concerned, the thought process that were going on. Take, for instance, when you look at a child, he or she knows how to speak, but their speech is not that well. When they come to the understanding, they know how to understand, but even their understanding is not that good. He was talking about the prophecies of understanding. Even a child is able to think, but their thought process of knowing is not fully mature. Even though sometimes we as grown folk, we get those things wrong as well, but at least our maturity should have already set in. So listen at Paul. When he talks to the Corinthians in 1 Corinthians, the 13th chapter, in beginning at verse number 8, he said, "Charity never fail, but whether there be prophecies, they shall fail. Whether there be tongue, they shall cease. Whether there be knowledge, it shall vanish away." He talked about all of these gifts one day coming to their end. But he talked about love. Love was going to be that thing that would be there always. The church at Corinth, they all wanted this gift of being able to speak with tongues. And Paul, he told them that tongue speaking was nothing. I would rather that you all was able to prophesy, because at least you would be able to help someone. You would be able to impart some spiritual knowledge unto someone. For he said, we know in part, and we prophesy in part. In other words, Paul said all of these things that they were doing, they were just being used for temporary purposes. They were not going to be with them always. For that which is perfect is come, he said. When that which is perfect is come, then that which is done in part, it shall be done away with. So once this gospel knowledge was complete in Christ Jesus that he would give